Alright, it's been a hot minute since I recorded an unboxing video, but I've got something cool and interesting and hopefully fun to unbox for us here. So this is a new linear power filter and non-sacrificial surge protector with an energy reservoir. This is a really fascinating piece. It's basically something you'd use for the backbone of your home theater, and that's exactly what I'm going to use it for. And it has an onboard power reservoir which holds 45 amps of power. So it's not a battery exactly. It's not like a UPS. What it's designed to do is when your amplifier or subwoofer or both are drawing a lot of power during particularly dynamic moments during music, movies, and video games, the amplifier is going to draw that power. It's going to pull it, and sometimes the outlets, the walls, don't have the power to deliver quite as smoothly and effectively as one would hope. So this thing just has 45 amps of power on board, ready to deliver to your amplifier at a moment's notice, which is insanely cool. So this is the top-of-the-line PowerQuest model. AudioQuest has a couple different series. They have the Niagara series, which is the really high-end stuff, and then they have PowerQuest. PowerQuest is the more everyman stuff, the more affordable, recommendable stuff. It's all fantastic. I'm a huge AudioQuest show, but the PowerQuest series, if you tell people the pricing on it, they don't look at you like a crazy person. And so it's something you can actually recommend to people and get them to buy into. But the PQ707 is the peak, like the top of the PowerQuest series for now. Initially, you had the PowerQuest 2 and the PowerQuest 3. They added on the PQ8, which is kind of a power strip with a little filtration. Like it's not as good as any of the other PowerQuest units, but it is better than nothing. If you just plug a sound bar like into the wall or into a power strip, it will sound much better plugged into a PQ8 than into either of the others. But I digress. So the other units that you have in the PowerQuest series, which were more recently designed, were the PQ303, 505, and 707. And so this guy is the cream of that particular crop here. Part of the appeal with the PowerQuest units is they were designed by Garth. Oh God, what's his name? I met him once. He used to work at Furman, one of their top engineers, but essentially he was poached. Like he was brought over from Furman to AudioQuest by the founder of AudioQuest, Bill Lowe, William Lowe. He basically just told him, like, hey, I'm just going to hire you, bring you over to my company, and give you like carte blanche to design or redesign whatever you want to. And what he wanted to focus on was the PowerQuest series and just rebuilding it from the ground up. So we are in the box here, obviously. I'm going to try to do this one-handed. Yeah. So you can see this is a monster of a unit. This is like the size of an audio-video receiver, effectively. It's the standard chassis width, the 17 inches, and then it's, 15 inches deep, something like that, and then 3 or 4 inches tall. It's chunky. It's a big unit. It's, like I've got a standard size audio-video receiver over there, and it's maybe like half the height, but about the same width and depth. So this looks like it's going to be a similar kind of form factor. So in the box you get the ears for rack mounting that if you so desire. I've got my cheap twist and tube, like garage shelving basically. It's effective because it's very cheap and it takes a lot of weight. So for electronics it can be a good solution, and also lots of ventilation there. But a rack is really the proper way to do it if you can get one installed. Let's keep digging in here. Get the phone. Oh, there we go. Manual and documentation. I'm going to pour over every single word of that for no reason and obsess over that. Okay. So this I am curious about. All of the PowerQuest model, like the new PowerQuest models, include a power cable. So the PQ2 and the PQ3, it's a built-in cable, but then the PQ303, 505, and 707 have this other cable included, which is, it's got some funky name. What is it called here? It's like the PQ715 as the name of the power cable. And I actually had the pleasure of asking one of the AudioQuest reps that I've met, like what this is comparable to or what it's roughly equivalent to, and he said it's basically in line with like the Y3 cables, if you know the NRG series, the NRG X, Y, and Z cables. So that is this guy, essentially. This is a Y3 cable, so kind of like right in the middle there. Major difference, though, is the jacket here. Obviously, this is like a PVC, like rubberized cable. The Y3s have a braid, which is nice. But you get a nice long cable with this. This is a 2 meter, so this is probably going to go on a subwoofer that I have in a different room, which needs a longer cable. And then this guy. This is going to go where my Niagara 1200 is. So let's go take a look at that real quick. There's Genevieve. Cuteness. You're so cute. Anyway, here I've got my PowerQuest 3 and then my Niagara 1200 side by side. I just have a lot of game consoles and various components and things, so need lots of outlets. That's why I've got 2 different power filters here. This one, though, has different ports for different things. So I've also got coax being filtered and then Ethernet being filtered on this guy. And it also has lines here for a phone cable, like a phone jack, but I don't have a landline anymore. I have a voice over IP line. But in any case, the PQ707 over there has 12 outlets, and that is more than either the Niagara or the PQ3. So a lot of the stuff that's currently plugged into the PQ3, like the Wii U, for example, are probably going to move over to the 707 once we have that in place here. But kind of quickly going through the devices and cables that we've got plugged in. Hello, Kirby. So we've got power coming in from the wall. This is my Blizzard cable, which has the DBS packs here, dielectric bias. And so this is going over to the outlet where I have the AudioQuest Edison installed. And then that's coming into the Niagara here. We've got a Y2 cable going over to the subwoofer, because this SVS SB1000 just has a basic 2-pole power cable input, not a 3-prong. Then we've got another Blizzard cable here going up to the Sony STRAZ 7000 ES receiver, which is top of the line for Sony's AVRs. And I was able to purchase it for a song, so I love this guy. I want to make sure he's treated well. So we got the Blizzard cable, we got the Niagara, we've got let's see what else. Z2 cable, for the Xbox Series X and PlayStation 4, and I have a Blue Sound Node over here. Then we've got our Switch 2 dock, and then finally the projector that I have up here, which is an Optima. Yeah, plugged into the PowerQuest 3 in the back there is everything else. We've got the Wii U, the Wii U gamepad, the 3DS, the GameCube, my Elgato capture card, all of my internet hardware. So like I've got the modem back here, that like white unit. And then we've got the router on top of the shelf there. DK and King K. Rool having their final showdown. So yeah, just lots of different devices and just needing so many outlets. But 707 is going to give us a lot more freedom. We're going to be able to have these all plugged in quite a bit more space effectively, because we'll have essentially like 3 clusters of 4 So the form factor is going to be the biggest change here, because this obviously is like a half chassis unit. It's like the same width, 17 inches, but then depth-wise, it's quite short. So we can stack it right next to the PQ3 here. The 707 is going to be more of a challenge to fit in here. I'm going to have to probably get creative with this. Might even have to move like the whole shelf away from that wall, into the room a little bit. We'll see though. So, said this was an unboxing video initially. Almost forgot to do the last part here, the actual unit itself. Easy enough. Flip them over. Peel off the plastic. So I like this new top here. There's no ventilation holes or anything really, but then that prevents any dust from getting in, which is nice. And in theory, this shouldn't run hot like your AVR might run hot. And on the face, very straightforward, just the on-off switch and nothing else. Just some... Oh, I guess we have our LEDs there and the name of the device. With maybe the most controversial part with the 707 aesthetically is on the back. All 12 of those outlets, including the 4 high current outlets and then the 8 filtered outlets, those have this bright orange color. So if you're mounting this in a rack